Hey SOW community, this is Zalon coming back at you with another SOW video. And in this video, update 1.4 is here. It has been here for a couple days. I have been unfortunately not able to make a video up until now, but I'm actually kind of glad because the power tournaments have just started actually within the last at last 60 minutes, last hour. It's just started. So actually I have more information about that I would have released anyway, so I can just put it all together. So it's pretty awesome. So and new characters, a bunch of new character, one new addition and one character that we've known about that has just got released as well. So a lot of amazing things to talk about today. So get ready, get excited. Lots to talk about. So here we are. Now, with the 1.4 update, one of the main things that we will just talk about right off the bat is the new fourth region, Saragost. Unfortunately to say, I have not been able to get into it yet because I am not high enough level to beat all of Gorgoroth on normal. I am working on it. I will show where my progress is currently right now. Like I said, I am doing my best to get there as soon as possible so I can show some of the Saragost content, but unfortunately that will come soon. But that is the new location that has opened up. In there, Boromir's legendary glyphs are available to be farmed. So that is the first legendary character that is able to be farmed. So it is an incredible, awesome addition to the game now that they've decided to actually put legendary glyphs in, but of course that means you have to get up high enough to get there. So it's a nice treat for the players that have been playing for a little while, or have paid to be able to get extra energy, a lot of the energy recharges in the high VIP levels to be able to get up there fast. So definitely a definite bonus. Also, too, the ring level was increased from 10 to 14. So now, with that increased ring level for all your characters, now, of course, in this aspect, I don't have any characters at that ring level either, but I do have Baranor and Castamere at 7, and I am trying to work to get my whole main 4 team there to ring 7 and purple here in the next couple days. So, but again, to the players that are a little bit higher up on the chain, this is awesome news to have higher ring levels, because now with that addition to the ring levels, they are adding the orange, and we'll see they're right here. The orange runes is the 4th level of runes. Of course, I can't look into any of them, unfortunately, because I don't have any characters at ring 11. As soon as I do, definitely will be showing off different orange runes when they are available. But and then also too, there is the orange ring inscriptions as well that also are part of that level 10 through 14 of the rings. So of course they're what used to get up there in higher ring levels, so you can unlock the runes. All right. So also player, champion, and skill levels were all also increased to 80 as well. So they're all reflective in that update, in this update currently right now. We'll go over. Let's see here. We have 3 new Orc Skins, and I'll show you them here because they are. This is the old. All the coloring of these orcs, as you see here, is the old style. That color still exists, but now 3 more also are with it. So now there are 4 colors in the game. So the green is going to be there still that we're used to, but there will also be blue. No, blue, green, and orange, but the original gray that we see here is going to be also there as well. So as I switch over here, you will notice the coloring difference of the orcs. The original, and now some of the orange, and some of the green, and then up the top there you see the blue orc. So that is definitely an interesting contrast change. It does make it a little bit more believable that it's not all just one type of orc in each one of these fortresses. So just to have a little bit more of a diversity is nice. But it is cosmetic only. Also, too, you are able to now, with your fellowship, able to in your activity area, able to you donate 30 times in a day. I as now a cap. But the thing is, I can now donate multiple times to the same person. So if you want to, you can donate all 10 times to that same player if you have 10 of those items. So that is something that is available to do now as well in your fellowship. Let's see. There's a bunch of things that were not listed as changes, and I wanted to make sure that I address them because I think a lot of people would find these things kind of interesting. One thing is in the Orc army for the roster. And as you can see here now, there is now it actually shows a there, and now of course normally it's for the Halls of the Dead like it is right there, but it'll also do that for the roster now because inside of the roster, if you have any people that have upgrades available, such as this, and I'm not going to do it because I want him as fodder for the other my other orcs, but if they have abilities to be upgraded, they will now highlight. So it didn't do that before. Besides from that, we also have now, warlords are almost constantly always highlighted because as long as you have a warlord that you haven't done, it'll always now have a button now there as well. Just these are cosmetic changes. Character affiliations are blowing up now. This wasn't really talked about, but it's nice. These affiliations right here at the top used to be very small. You might not be able to read it too easily. Now it's very big, so you can now read it and understand it a little bit better exactly what these different affiliations are. Okay. And also, too, when you go into battle and you hit the fill button, it'll also add your orc to your team now, which is quite nice. That's not something that was there before, so now you'll be able to, if you hit fill, it'll fill your best team members up immediately in, but also fill in with the orc as well. I'll just show that as an example. So when you go into fight, if you just hit the autofill, it throws in the orc. There we go. Also, in, I think is it in Uden? Let's see, 11.1. Yep, 11.1 Uden. Rat Bag was added, which is nice. So you now can get Rat Bag Glyphs in 11.1 and 8.4. Over here in 8.4, you can now get Rat Bag Glyphs, which is nice. Something, again, that was not really talked about. Which is pretty nice. And also, too, in the character screen, in the evolve area, this button was moved over here now. It used to be down here. So that was changed. So that was all pretty much the changes that I have. And now I'd like specifically to just the game that were minor and some of the ones that weren't listed and about Saragoth. But the next thing I want to talk about and go over is the new Champion Power-Up tournaments, and they have started already. And it's a Fellowship Power event, which is pretty sweet. And when you hit here, it'll give you the information on it. So you upgrade your champions to increase the power for the duration of the power event. Improving your champion's power will earn you power-up points for your fellowship. The more power you gain, the more points you'll receive. Awesome. And then you can improve your champion's power by crafting inscriptions, leveling up, evolving, and upgrading abilities. Upgrading certain champions will provide power-up point bonus, so prioritize upgrading these champions to maximize your score. Each fellowship score will be tracked on the tournament leaderboard at the end of the tournament. Participating fellowships will receive rewards based on their final rankings, so that's pretty sweet. So we'll have to check out the rewards here. The top prize is, of course, the new champion, and we'll take a look at him in just a second. But I'm pretty pumped that they made him the part of the prize pool because I'll tell you what. He was just dropped along with this update just a couple days ago, so that's pretty awesome. So here, Non-Toxic is ranked 12th, which is pretty awesome. Go Non-Toxic. And yes, so let's check out these rewards. So, wow. Rank 11 through 100 is going to get 3,000, and it looks like a tank experience trove. Man, I'd like to get in that top 5 through 10. Although you'd still only get, it's only one, it's one glyph. Oh, no, wait, no. It's not one glyph, that's the character. Oh, wow. You would just get this, you would actually get the straight character to be in 5 through 10. That'd be sick. You get glyphs if you're up here. So these are just additional glyphs along with the character. So those are pretty nice rewards. So yeah. We have got to get going. It looks like it's going to be a stiff competition. Now, they said that there is a bonus given to Castamere for the I was just going to take you there. For the this character receives a 3 times power count bonus for the duration of this event. So that's pretty awesome. So using Castamere during this event is very, very good idea during his time. But on other events, they're going to highlight other different characters or classes or other different things. That was what was stated. So extra points for specific champions, classes, or affiliations in the future. So right now it's character for Castamere, but in the future there will be ones for classes and affiliations. So that'll be pretty cool. So these different types of random power-up tournament events will be kind of interspersed throughout regular gameplay, which is cool, especially for like weekend events. And I like that it's alliance-based, or fellowship-based, because it's not just based on the regular, just the same old player. Although, this is player power leaderboard, this is just showing the player power. I don't know if these people are actually getting any type of rewards or anything. I think this is just to show where you are ranking-wise on the server. So I think it's strictly a fellowship power event. So cool. Very awesome. And good luck to everybody that is playing in the event. Now, time to go over a couple other things. There was also another event that was launched, which is this, well, actually, you know what, I'll show it in the events area because it's Knowledge Reigns Supreme. And apparently, support tomes available in this limited time Warlord event, and it's just for supports. And you and Battle Analysis to collect support tomes and troves. So I'll be honest with you. It's the first time I've ever actually went in and been like, all right, look, I only can take in 3 characters. So I mean, it's kind of good that Castamere's got the bonus right now and everything else, and that Lady is also a very high level character too as well. But my Hollis is only 12 with 1 star. And that's about it. I mean, I could throw an orc in there as well, but it's still gonna be rough. But it's gonna be the interesting type of events that they're doing there. Along with that Boromir, of course, is now the main 4-star legendary that's running for the next. I think it said 4 days. So we're gonna have 4 days, 20 or 5 days basically. It's 5 days. So we're gonna have to take a look at Boromir. But also, first let's look at Az-Laar. I think that's how we're going to say his name. I might be wrong, but correct me if you think it's different. But he's a tank, and he's the one that's for the this new tournament. So we're going to look at him first, and then Boromir, who's the current event type, or the current weekly 4-star legendary. So we're going to take a look. Az-Laar maxes out at 14,781. Now remember, I noticed now that all the characters go to level 80, pretty much all of them are around the high 14s into 15,000 power range now because of they can go to level 80 instead of 70. So there's a big jump in how much power is available for all these different characters. So let's take a look at the Az-Laar's abilities. Az-Laar charges forward, dealing a certain amount of damage to any enemies struck and making them vulnerable for several seconds. Wow, nice. And vulnerable means target armor and ability defense are reduced by 50%. Wow. That's huge. So if you're able to and that's going to be his actual active ability that you're using, and one of his passives. And I like this too. Now they do have listing of what these skills are, if they're a passive skill or if they're a they have I think they have what they call reflexive skills, and they also have there's passive, active, and reflexive. And reflexive means obviously if something happens, then they do something in return, which is interesting as well. So Az-Laar lets out a fearsome shout, increasing the attack speed of all allies and ability power. Ooh, nice. Anything that helps ability power is huge in this game. Alright, so Demolish, another passive. Attacks reduce enemy ability defense by for a certain amount of seconds. Not bad. So, yeah, ability defense, because if he's already boosting the ability attack, then or ability power, and then also reducing their ability defense, it's huge. And then increases the ability power of all orc allies by... Okay, so this just gives you a little bit of a sign here that there's going to be more orcs going to be released. Also, too, Az-Laar is now going to work well with Talion, because Talion works well with orcs. Actually, let's look at his affiliations. He's a warrior in Mordor, so actually, to be honest with you, it still doesn't really work with Talion, because he works with orcs and Celebrimbor, and Az-Laar, I guess, under affiliations is not considered that. Interesting. So, with warrior, though, that's not bad. I mean, there is a bunch of people that do boost warrior, but besides from that, because, yeah, warrior is one of the top 4, I think it's like fourth in line for where for synergies with other characters right now. So Mordor, definitely not. Mordor is like very low because we don't have a lot of evil characters. But warrior, I mean, he can work with, let's see, just looking at my list here. He could work with, well, let's see what a synergy is. Intimidation here. Increase ability power of all orcs. Well, we don't really have that many orcs already. Just got Ratbag. So, yeah. But working with Castamere buffing warriors, I think that might be, he might be the only one buffing warriors right now, though. But there is a lot of warriors. That's why Castamere works so well with a lot of groups. But he would work well with it in a Castamere group. Being a warrior. Mordor, again, not really that much of a buff right yet. Except with Hammer of Sauron. Buffs warrior. I mean Mordor. Besides from Hammer of Sauron, it looks like pretty much, and Castamere, he doesn't really get buffed by much of anybody else right now. But that's not bad. Again, he has a lot of great things still to bring to the table because, again, his battering ram is awesome. His We Bring War is awesome, and his Demolish is awesome. These 3 right here abilities at the top would make him a very good tank to have in your group. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can get him in this current tournament. But then we will also look at Boromir as well. Because Boromir right now is being released. So he has been in the game, but was never able to be got. Like, glyphs were not available, and what he was not available to be pulled. So we'll max him out here at 14,955. He has the Horn of Gondor, so this is his active skill. Boromir deals a certain amount of damage to all enemies in front of him, and terrifies them for 2 seconds. That's awesome. Terrified is great, especially because so many orcs, when they become terrified, target runs away and is unable to attack or use abilities. Yeah, it's the best because if you can time that correctly, then right before they're about to use their ability, you can terrify them. It's the best. So they're working, because remember, the orcs are always generating a certain amount of power to use their special abilities against you as well, so you don't want to have to worry about that. So you definitely want to be able to use your Horn of Gondor. What a great skill. Alright, and here's a passive. Boromir deals a certain amount of damage to his current target and stuns them for 2 seconds. That's great. Last stand, when Boromir falls below 30%. His max health immediately regains. Wow, can be used once per battle. Okay. And then another passive here at the bottom. Boromir gains a certain amount of armor for each Gondor ally. So, great. Tons of Gondor characters in the game, so this just makes Boromir a lot more stronger when you put him in a straight Gondor team, which is incredibly easy to get right now at this point. If you get Boromir, you pretty much already have 3 other Gondor people in your crew. So, very good character. Definitely would recommend having him with a Castamir Itorul Halas group or a Itorul Castamir Baronor. Oh gosh, I don't know why I was saying his name wrong. But that's what my recommendations would be. Because I haven't done this in a while. Oh, just so you know, in the store, we do have some new bundle deals that are in, including a new Nemesis Army bundle, which is interesting. They are giving a 4-star Warlord, which is interesting. That is definitely something that I haven't even achieved yet, just by grinding. So, yeah, you get quite a head start there. There is also a 20% bonus currently on all gem packs. They did make all these gem packs into special things now. This is not because of the limited time bonus. This is actually now in the way it is forever. So it's Galadriel's wristlet of gems, and Gandalf's pouch of gems, and Legolas' quiver of gems, Aragorn's satchel of gems, so it's spicing everything up a little bit, trying to give everything a little bit more of a more Lord of the Rings feel, which is cool. But so besides from that, I would like to give a shot at, oh, look at this. This is something, oh, champion, gotcha. So basically, it's another one of those shots at 600, with 600 gems, you can get 300 glyphs for Castamir. I'm going to get so many, when they do those types of deals, I'll give my personal opinion on that. I'm gonna I get so many Castamirs in my Spoils of War that I get every 4 hours that I find it pointless to ever do. I don't ever spend the 100 right here just because I get so many, and I'm going to continue to get those Spoils of War all the time. Now, the people that I don't get a chance to get are people like Boromir. So, let's see here. You can get Boromir Glyphs. That's possible, too. I wouldn't mind any of the 3 stars glyphs. I really don't want any glyphs for any of the other characters because I can normally get them anyway. But like Tower of Sauron or Hammer of Sauron or, stuff like that, or Rat Bag wouldn't be bad. So, I'll finish here with a Boromir Pole because, I feel like I should give it a shot at least. I haven't done any pulls for a little while, and he's a brand new release. So let's give it a shot. Wish me luck. Palantir. I got Gorvin Glyphs. Wow. Talk about some bad luck. Alright, so. Alright. Oh well. Well, thank you for everybody for watching. Actually, there is one last thing I need to add. There was one last thing. There were some things that were added that I did not mention about things that were added to characters. So, for instance, Etorol, Galadriel, and Legolas, on their, let's see, active skills, they added the suppressed status effect. So the suppressed status effect was added to Etoril and Galadriel and Legolas as active skills. So I'm just going to show that one off. And then Saruman, he also got a change and got the blinded status effect added to his active, and Talion got it added to his reflexive skill. So let me see which one that is. That says passive. Well, maybe that's what it meant. Nah, it probably meant that. But it's a reflexive skill because he's dealing damage back to them when he gets hit. Poison status effect was added to Shelob, and I think this is the last one, so she got a poison status effect added to her Poison Fang, which makes absolute sense. So, but that's just one last thing at the very end. Sorry I didn't add that in earlier, but if you stuck with me to this part of the video, then you are an ultimate SOW fan. So thank you very much for sticking with me, and this has been a great and awesome update. I'm really happy with 1.4. I'm very excited for 1.5. I do have 2 openings left in the Non-Toxic Fellowship. We are private now, so if you do want to get in, you do have to send a request a invitation. But besides from that, thank you very much for joining, and I will talk to you guys all again very soon.